Chosen one, freeze exactly where you are and listen with your whole spirit, because what you're about to hear will shatter the smaller version of you forever. Something is happening inside you right now that your mind hasn't fully named yet. A silent transformation is moving through dimensions your eyes can't see, but your soul feels it every night when you lie down and sense that something has changed. And here's the part that unsettles people when they finally grasp it. What you're becoming is so real, so undeniable in the unseen that even God took notice. I know that sounds too bold, like exaggeration, like one of those lines meant to make you feel special for a moment. But this isn't empty motivation or cheap promises of instant change. This is the recorded truth in spiritual realms about who you are inevitably becoming. There is a devastating difference between wishing to become something and knowing with certainty that you already are becoming it, and that certainty has been confirmed about you in a way that will leave you silent. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on all notifications, because the revelations I share here are being systematically blocked so that chosen ones like you don't discover the real magnitude of what they're destined to become. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you what you're becoming, why the highest realms were impressed, the signs already appearing in your life, and what will happen to those who doubted you when the full manifestation becomes undeniable. If you felt lately that something inside you is shifting without your permission, that your old self is cracking and a new power is rising, write 7 in the comments, because while you've been living what looked like an ordinary life, spiritual dimensions have been watching with far more attention than you realize. While you woke up and fought the same battles, while you smiled at people who didn't deserve your softness, while you did the right thing when nobody would have blamed you for doing the wrong thing, something was being recorded. Every choice, every thought, every moment you could have been cruel and chose kindness instead. Every time lying would have been easier and you chose truth. Every time quitting made sense and you kept going anyway. And it wasn't recorded by random forces or ordinary watchers, but by a specific celestial order assigned to identify which souls on Earth are ready for transformations beyond the common path. And what's most disturbing is this: they didn't start observing you last week or last month. It's been longer than you think. Do you remember the moment you were alone, truly alone, and you still chose integrity? The moment no human would ever know if you did differently? The moment temptation felt unbearable, yet you resisted anyway. That moment was recorded, not as casual data, but as evidence. Proof that your character reached a level most humans never touch. You spent years believing the small choices didn't matter, believing nobody saw you being good without an audience, believing your private battles were invisible, but each one was analyzed and added to a spiritual dossier used to decide whether you were ready for the next level. And when that dossier was complete, something rare happened. The report was finalized. When the authorities who evaluate souls in transition read the conclusion, there was a silence that lasted the equivalent of days in human time. Not the silence of disappointment, but the silence of reverence. Because the conclusion didn't just say you had potential. It didn't just say you were a good person. It didn't just say you deserved ordinary blessings. It said you exceeded the expected standard for souls at your stage of evolution. Here's what that means. There are minimum thresholds a soul must reach to qualify for certain spiritual upgrades, and most people never reach them at all. Some reach them after decades of conscious work. You didn't just reach the minimum. You surpassed it without even knowing you were being evaluated. And that's what impressed the highest realms. You did it without applause, without reward, without external pressure, without knowing anyone was watching. You were who you are because you chose to be that person, even in solitude, even in darkness, even when nobody would ever know the difference. Most people only act with integrity when they feel seen. Most people choose the hard path when there's an audience to clap. But you stayed true even when the world was quiet. And when this level of consistency is confirmed, a decree is issued in the unseen. Not a suggestion, not a maybe. A decree that says your transformation is no longer a question of if, but when it will fully manifest in the physical world. Now comes what you've been waiting for. What exactly are you becoming? The answer is layered, because your transformation is layered. It moves in multiple dimensions and will touch every area of your life, but the main aspects are already confirmed. First, you are becoming a living spiritual authority, not a title, not an institution, not a costume of holiness. Your presence itself will carry a frequency that shifts the atmosphere around you. When you enter a room, something will change, not because you perform energy, but because your frequency is rising so high that the environment must either rise with it or withdraw. You've already seen early signs. People open up to you strangely fast. Strangers trust you without logic. Others seek your insight even when more qualified voices exist. That will intensify. Second, you are becoming a channel of transformation. Situations that felt impossible will start moving when you step in. Problems with no solution will find answers when you arrive. People who were lost will gain clarity simply by being near you. Not because you have all the answers, but because your frequency activates solutions that were dormant, waiting for the right catalyst. And you are that catalyst. Third, you are becoming a bearer of light that cannot be extinguished. No matter what darkness you face, the light in you will not go out. People will notice that even on your worst days, you carry something they can't touch, even on their best days. And it isn't fake, it isn't forced. It's the natural glow of who you become inside. Fourth, you are becoming a bridge between the visible and the invisible. You will receive information beyond logic, know what you shouldn't be able to know, see patterns others miss. This is already happening, moments where you just knew, where the answer arrived before the question fully formed, where your intuition was so precise it startled even you. That capacity is going to expand fast. Now hear this clearly. When it was said God was impressed, it wasn't poetry. God witnesses billions of souls and countless choices every second, most of them predictable. But rarely, a soul breaks the pattern. A soul shows evolution beyond expectation. A soul chooses the harder path repeatedly without guaranteed reward, and that drew attention. What did you do? Not one grand public miracle. Not a headline sacrifice. You impressed the highest realms through consistency. Through thousands of small choices where you refused to become what it would have been easier to become. You kept your light on when life pushed you toward darkness. You refused corruption when corruption looked like survival. That quiet heroism, integrity without reward, goodness without witnesses, is what shook the unseen. Because it's easy to be good when everyone is watching. It's rare to be who you are in the dark. If this is real, you should already see signs. And you do. You just didn't recognize them. First sign. Sleep changes. You may sleep less but wake more rested, dream vividly, or wake at the same times without an alarm because you're accessing higher dimensions more easily and your body is adapting to a higher frequency. Second sign, heightened sensitivity. Places you used to tolerate now feel heavy. People you once enjoyed now drain you. Foods you once loved no longer fit. Because your system is recalibrating and low vibration inputs stop matching who you're becoming. Third sign, number synchronicities, 1111, 333, 444 appearing too often to be coincidence. As confirmation, you're aligned, and the process is on schedule. Fourth sign, changes in appearance, people saying you look different but can't explain it. Some saying younger, others saying you radiate something new, because internal frequency is beginning to alter external expression. Fifth sign, faster manifestation, the gap between thought and reality shrinking, because higher frequency brings you closer to the creative source. Sixth sign, moments of peace and joy without external reason, as your soul celebrates what your mind is still catching up to. Seventh sign, The feeling of being lovingly observed, not paranoia, but awareness of the forces assigned to ensure your transformation completes. If you have more than 3 signs, you're already far in. If you have more than 5, you're closer to full manifestation than you think. Now I'm going to tell you what most teachings hide. Transformation has a price. First price. Temporary loneliness increases before it decreases because as your frequency rises, many current relationships won't sustain. Not because you're arrogant, but because you no longer resonate with superficial talk, manufactured drama, and codependent patterns. That loneliness is a test, but it's temporary, because after the shift completes, you attract your real tribe. Second price, responsibility multiplies. When you become a spiritual authority, your words carry weight and your choices influence others. Some people retreat from that burden, but you won't, because your character has already been tested enough to be trusted. Third price, compromise becomes impossible. You won't be able to trade truth for approval, pretend to agree with lies to avoid tension, or tolerate injustice in silence. Your integrity becomes so solid you'll lose opportunities rather than betray yourself, and paradoxically, that integrity will attract opportunities compromise could never create. Fourth price, you must release control over the route. You will sense the destination, but the path won't always be logical. You'll have to trust divine guidance when your ego demands certainty. These prices aren't punishment. They're filters that ensure only the committed reach full manifestation. And with this decree, something else activated, a protection protocol. Celestial forces were assigned to ensure nothing interferes with the completion of your transformation. Protection Level 1. Spiritual attacks are blocked automatically. Negative energy returns to the sender multiplied. You've already seen this. Those who tried to destroy you face collapses, plots backfire, not because you cursed them, but because spiritual law defends what is anointed. Protection Level 2. False opportunities are diverted. Tempting offers that would pull you off purpose either never reach you, or you feel an instinctive rejection without explanation, and later you realize it was a trap. Protection Level 3. Aligned synchronicities accelerate. Right people, right timing, right information, right resources arrive when needed. Protection Level 4. Direct intervention in critical moments. When the mission is genuinely threatened, help arrives in ways you may not recognize immediately. But later, you'll see how impossible coincidences saved your life, your mind, your path. This protection doesn't mean you won't face trials. It means you cannot be destroyed. You can be tested, but you won't be stopped. Now, let's address what you secretly wonder. What happens to those who doubted you, diminished you, tried to break you when you were vulnerable? I'll tell you, your enemies already feel it. They see that attacks that used to work no longer work. Words don't penetrate the same. Conspiracies fail. Some have realized the truth. Higher forces protect you now, and attacking you is declaring war against the unseen. Some will retreat and go silent, not out of love, but fear. Others will keep attacking out of pride, even knowing they'll lose. And when they do, you'll witness collapses so dramatic you may even feel compassion. This isn't revenge you execute. It's justice that operates automatically. Harvest matching seed, consequence matching intention, and as your transformation becomes visible, they will be forced to watch you become what they swore you'd never become. Every success will remind them they failed to destroy you. Every blessing will confirm they targeted the wrong soul, and some will try to return later pretending they never hated you, pretending they were always on your side, trying to benefit from the light they once wanted gone. Your discernment will be sharp. You'll know who changed and who is acting. You'll sense who deserves a second chance and who wants access. Now the final truth. The decree states that within a specific period, The physical manifestation of what you're becoming will complete in undeniable ways. It doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means the reality of higher forces in your life becomes impossible to deny. In the coming months, you'll receive sudden clarity about a specific step you must take, so clear you'll wonder how you missed it. Taking that step will trigger a chain of synchronicities. Then you'll experience the first major manifestation. Something you pursued for a long time finally materializes. An opportunity that once felt impossible. A connection you almost gave up on. A breakthrough you stopped expecting. After that, your circle will shift dramatically. People will fall away without you forcing it. New allies you haven't met yet will become close. Financial provision will appear, not necessarily millions, but exactly what you need for the next phase. And your transformation will become so evident that people from your past won't recognize you energetically. Even old photos will look like a different person, because the presence behind your eyes is not the same. All of this is moving toward you now. It's not a question of whether it will happen, but when it will fully manifest. The speed depends on one thing: your consistency. Every choice accelerates or slows the process. The transformation cannot be canceled, but it can be delayed if you return to old patterns. But I'm not worried about you because your record already proved you don't regress. You persist. You stay the course when it's hard. You choose light when darkness looks easier. That is why your destiny was confirmed as inevitable. Chosen one. Now you know the devastating truth. This isn't vague hope. Music. This is certainty confirmed by celestial authority. While you lived your ordinary life questioning your purpose, the unseen was documenting proof you reached the point of no return. The decree is issued, the protection is active, the path is locked, attacks are blocked, false doors are diverted, true synchronicities accelerate, and in critical moments, intervention arrives. All of it because your character proved you are trustworthy to carry what's coming, because your consistency proved you won't waste the gifts, because your integrity proved you won't betray purpose when pressure rises. Even God was impressed, not by public miracles, but by your silent consistency, your integrity when nobody watched, your heroism without applause. If you recognize this transformation is already happening in you, write 777 in the comments to amplify the frequency and accelerate the synchronicities bringing your promised destiny. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more revelations. Share this with someone you feel is also transforming, and before you go, click the next video on your screen to learn the specific signs your transformation has begun and how to recognize the manifestations confirming the decree over your life. Together we are stronger.